Okay, welcome back. Sara here again. Today we're going to be going over a really easy DIY that you can do right away at home. So we're talking about DIY salve. So a salve is an ointment that you can actually create yourself. There's usually some kind of nut oil, vegetable oil, shea butter, beeswax that acts as an ointment that either protects the skin, nourishes the skin, or it can be a really good base to use your other oils with. Okay, so today we're going to be doing the DIY soothing salve. You can find this recipe over on the doTERRA blog, but any real base salve is going to be wonderful to use your oils with. You can definitely play around with the quantities if you want something a little thicker. This one's going to be more like a petroleum jelly consistency. Okay, so first we started off with a double boiler. So this might sound really intimidating, but all that really means is you're not directly melting down a substance. You're actually putting it in two different containers. One has water, and then the other one is getting heated up from the heat from the water. So I'll show you what I did here. So I just basically took my pot and then had my glass measuring cup. So I heated up that water and that melted down some of the beeswax that we're using for this recipe. So beeswax you can get in chunks like this. I got this one from a health food store. Definitely speak to any beekeepers. They always have excess of this, and often they're making candles or have extras. You can get it online. Most health food stores have them as well. So really you just need about 2 ounces of this. This is really going to help solidify that salve and give it that nice consistency. So what I like to do is actually grate it down first. It helps it to melt. So then I put that into my double boiler first. That only takes a few minutes. It slowly melts down, and then I can add my carrier oils in there. So for today, I actually used coconut oil, just regular coconut oil, organic, that you can get. Melted that down. That was a ½ cup, and then the other ½ cup I used an almond oil. So you can add those in once the beeswax has been melted down. Also add a little bit of vitamin E. So for this one, it was a ½ tablespoon of vitamin E oil. So what we did then is let it cool. So you want it to cool down because you don't want to add your oils to a really hot base because we want to keep the integrity of the oils. So then I have my base salve here, and I can just add in the essential oils that I want to use. So this is really amazing. You can use this base for almost anything. Like I said, it could be a skin salve. It could be something if you wanted to be putting things in for respiratory. Maybe you have a pain blend that you're looking at. Maybe it's a bedtime blend, something with the lavender and serenity and things like that. You can play around. So a really amazing resource that you can start looking up some of the oils you want to play with is the Essential Life book. You might have heard us mention that, or the Modern Essentials app that you can get on your phone. But this is going to make that salve really versatile for you. Okay, in terms of containers, I really like these little tiny mason jars that you can get. I prefer glass. I don't put my things in plastic, but I know this can be heavy to carry around for people sometimes. So you can actually get these little metal tins as well. So this is one that's been done. And you can actually take this one recipe and multiply it and do all your salves, your different salves at one time, which is kind of convenient. But this is an easy one to carry around in your purse. It's really travel friendly. So that I recommend. We'll put some resources for where you can get some of these containers in the video below, because I'm sure you're curious about where to get those. So for this one, we're doing, like I mentioned, the soothing salve. Okay, so what we have going on is frankincense, which I was telling you about earlier. So frankincense, we mentioned, is really amazing for the skin, but it's also really great for soothing and pain. So we would add 5 drops of frankincense. Okay. I've also added to this recipe, because I really love it, copaiba. You heard me mention that in my other one. This is also a really great one for pain, for inflammation. So I would add 5 drops of that as well. Okay. Then we've got 5 drops of melaleuca. You would have heard a little bit about melaleuca already. Really amazing for immune support, wonderful for skin, really astringent. So even like some owie blends, things for scrapes and burns and things like that, this would be amazing. So you have your melaleuca or your tea tree. Then we've got our Swiss Army knife of oils. We've got our lavender. We would add 5 drops of that as well. So this is your calming oil, right? For any kind of skin, angry skin stuff, or even calming emotions. Really wonderful. And then we've added an additional 5 drops of cypress, which is really amazing for circulation, encouraging that. And eucalyptus, often known for respiratory, but in this case, we're actually looking at it for really tired muscles. So we add the 5 of those. And then what you can do, you can use a spoon if you want to. That also works, or really a toothpick works really well. Stir that up. And then you're gonna let that sit. You can put this in the fridge and it will harden up, and then you have an easy DIY salve. I hope you enjoyed that. Please post any questions that you have underneath. If you have some additional recipes that maybe you're curious about or you wanna make, please post them below too.